Oh no, the mud pit has returned. Oh, good Lord. I've got the rock ordered. I'll have this fixed in no time. Today we've got other things to do. We're gonna have a little fun. We're going to fill this thing. Let's see what it looks like in there. What do we have? Huh. Cool. I have to take a look at the camera and see how the dumpster's looking. We got a few more things in the pasture that just have to come out. Got to cut this little guy so it will fit. It's just old, rusted, concrete-filled metal pipe that I just don't need. We've got some hungry cattle, got some debris in the yard area, and I want to check what burned last week. We had a couple of fires and burned some piles that have been sitting there for about a year and a half. So we're making progress. We're making progress. So join me. We'll have a good time. You think they're hungry? Hey guys. And the chicken has returned. Whew. Oh, there's ice on that. What the? Oh man. We don't do cold weather. That's right, Oklahoma. Yo guys, you too. Hey, look out, Evie. Look out, look out, look out. Shh, shh. Move it, move it. Let's go. Well, I'm leaving that open. I don't think they would let me. Whew. Look out, guys. Look out, little guys. Hello, Banjo. Let's go over here, somewhere dry. Oh, what a beautiful morning. That's pretty. It's pretty cold. So pretty. In here, there's just miscellaneous trash still hiding and piles of these old railroad ties I plan to take out. Make all this metal and stuff that I found disappear. That's got to go in the dumpster. I did find Texas Disposal Systems will take all the railroad ties, which is nice. All this crazy stuff. It's not good for the cattle. It's dangerous. And it's not real pretty. You know, I just don't want to look at it. Not when I'm at the ranch. That's what Houston's for. So I like to throw round bales on top of the places where I burn, just to reseed the soil, and that'll reseed this little hillside area real nicely. Let's go see what the fires did. Oh man, I love full ponds, especially when we still do not have a well. Big, beautiful blue body of water. Look at that. Ooh. This was a burn pile. Wow. I cannot believe that all burned down. Holy cow. Okay, this is awesome. A week later, the stump is still burning. I'm not gonna have to grind that sucker down. Look at that. But we took down this old dead pecan. Here was the stump. Here is an adjacent stump. There was that one was very much alive. I think it was that tree. But wow, still going. That is crazy. Sorry about that, the battery died. And when the battery dies, there's only one logical thing to do. Finish doing what you're doing. So you missed feeding cattle. I just threw some bales out for the cattle. I gave them 3 bales. And now, you know, priority, numero uno, Cafe Bustelo. If you haven't tried Bustelo, you probably don't want to, because it just ruins all other coffee. And I'm a coffee guy. I drink coffee all day, every day. I love it. And Bustelo is my jam. I get it at HEB. And no, that's not a product sponsored thing. It's just a personal love and affinity. You're welcome. Mm-hmm. 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 And why not? Yeah, one more for the road. Voila. I'll show you my coffee cabinet. These are some of my favorites. Love my Bustelo, obviously. You know, really cold mornings, for some reason, this Cafe Du Monde from, I don't know where I get it, but it's a chicory coffee. I'm not a huge chicory guy, but it's pretty good. And then, you know, Old Trusty, for those days where you run out of all your favorites and you need something good. This gets it done. And not a huge fan of these little doodads, these K-cups, Keurigs. We have a Keurig, where is it? Not there. Where is my Keurig? Oh well, I don't like it. I just feel like it's kind of wasteful. You know, all the plastic and everything. Okay, stay tuned. When coffee is ready, so shall I be. So shall be I, whatever. So next task, I want to go ahead and cut up that piece of metal sign backing or whatever it is out there. And it would be so handy if I had a little oxygen to go with that acetylene, some hoses, little torch, but I don't. It's kind of cool. This, I think it's full. I have no idea how old it is, but it was here when we bought the place. And this barn, the slab was poured in 82. You can see 131.82. But I think the metal has been up for a lot longer because they poured the concrete inside the metal, formed to the metal, and down there's a metal base with a totally different kind of concrete. It looks like some kind of homemade sand gravel stuff. It's just crazy. But as you can see, I just opened this up to make this a little more functionable. I pulled an entire 5-gallon bucket full of nails and crazy metal doodads in there where I have the little farm trailer parked. But it's been handy. I like this little barn. It's gonna, you know, right now the plan is to build a super barn and tear this down, but I like it. This is kind of a cool little rustic hangout. I don't know. Kind of want to keep it. Well, let's get some cutting wheels installed on our DeWalt here. So this little guy is so extremely helpful. I'm gonna get an Allen key that fits this hole, which I think is this one right here. Yep. And I know what you're thinking. And I'm willing to bet that your shop is probably organized a little better than my antique barn here. But, you know, work with it, not against it, right? Let's see. You're going to lock that in place and unwind. There we go. These are super easy. You just throw your disc on. And these are for really, really thin metal, like tin and whatnot, but you know, just use what I got right now. There we go. And voila. Yeah, it looks like this little joint right here is going to be a great place to start. I can tear that up. Okay, not bad. And I didn't even burn an entire disc. Check that out. I mean, not gonna lie, did a number on it, and I did have to switch batteries because it's really, really cold. So I went to this 5 amp hour battery, and I still have 2 bars left. Not bad at all. Definitely gonna need the tractor for this little guy. It's full of concrete. And speaking of battery powered tools that I will be using today, this little guy is pretty awesome. I have not shown you this, but I've used it quite a bit. When I got the cab tractor, I needed to clear several areas where I could get my tractor underneath. And that's where this thing comes in handy, the DeWalt pole saw. Let's go ahead and check the bar chain oil. I'll pull this down and we'll go put it to work. So just like any chainsaw, this thing takes bar chain oil. Oh no! Had a little water in there. All right, or put some bar chain oil in our little DeWalt buddy here. And now I'd like to just tighten this chain down just a little bit. This also takes an Allen key, smaller than that one, probably this one right here. And I was right. Okay. There it is. That is what I was looking for right there. I bet you anything, that little guy is our screw to tighten the blade. Check this out. Vintage. Yep, that was it. It's tightening nicely. We don't want that too tight. I made that way too tight. We want it to be able to move freely. Want a little bit of play, but not much. That is perfect, actually. Now we'll tighten these back down. I do prefer the duty cycle of gas. You just can't beat it. Not when you have big jobs to do, because running out of batteries and dealing with something that just can't handle, you know, the grind is painful. But this DeWalt pole saw has been pretty neat. Oh, here's my tool. See, it has a screwdriver on one side and an Allen key on the other. I wish I would have looked at that instead of digging out my vintage screwdriver. And super duper crescent Allen wrenches. So you can see I'm gonna have a hard time putting that tractor in this area to pick all this stuff without, you know, scraping the cab, and I don't want to do that. It's a nice big beautiful new tractor, and I'm not doing these by hand because we are approaching springtime here in Texas, And this stuff is full of snakes, like copperheads, like you wouldn't believe. And I don't know if they den underground or just in the wood and stuff, but this is where they live. It's where they breed. It's where they hang out. You wouldn't believe the copperheads here. It's insane. But yeah, look at all this. All these old railroad ties. Can't repurpose these. They're old. They're rotten. You know, they're full of metal stuff, you know. And to show you how long it's been here, there's some metal stuff down around the base of that oak tree, but the roots have grown over. So I don't know how I'm going to pull all that out, but I'm going to try to figure it out. First things first, I got to figure out where I'm going to put the fire. Because as I take out, you know, some of this garbage, the cedar, you know, that little soft wood tree there with the bumps on the trunk, I'm going to need to burn all this. The Yalpon holly, that's good pasture. I don't want to burn on good grass if I can avoid it. And down here, you know, I pulled out some interesting stuff last year, just now started cleaning this up. There was a structure here at one point. It's interesting. You know, more metal. When you buy a historic property, it's kind of funny. You never know what you're going to find. I don't know what that is. That's something big and metal over there. Let's take a look. Okay, interesting. Drill pipe, maybe. Bricks. That looks like 3-inch, 4-inch. Looking at these bricks, they appear to be older. I don't know. Yeah. When's the last time you saw a Lipton tea in that kind of bottle? Interesting. Need to throw all that away. Huh. And rubber. I don't know what that is. Tube from a tire. We haven't used these in a few years to my knowledge. Oh well, all that's going to the dumpster. I'm gonna clean this place up and make it beautiful. Let's grab that DeWalt and take out some of this, these limbs growing downward, so I can come in and pick all that stuff with the tractor. And then I see I will also be needing to hook on to some cable. I'm just gonna pull this with the tractor and see what happens. I have no idea where that's from or what it is, but that'll be interesting for sure. Okay, here we are. All right, so that's entirely too easy with this thing. I like it. Gives you enough horsepower to, you know, get through those thick oak branches, and you know, as long as your blade's sharp and tuned up right and you've got it lubed up, you know, I don't think it's going to give you any trouble. You know, if you're using a pole saw, I think this will pretty much get it done. Okay, enough of that. I don't think DeWalt needs my help selling anything. It's a great company. And now it's time to bust out old trusty. Oh, sorry there, Mr. Husqvarna 450 Rancher. I gotta clear out a bunch of this garbage, or at least get it down so I can stack it back there, get a fire going later, but I've gotta pick this out of here today. So here we go. Well, got a lot of stuff cleared out. I stretched out the chain. The chain on that Husqvarna is so old, and I've sharpened it so many times and cleaned it up that it's finally stretched to the point where I can't extend the bar anymore. Well guys, so I've come to learn that when you're short on time, you're impatient, you're stressed out, you don't really have a plan, you gotta hurry up and get things done, and what you're doing is a little dangerous. that's when you should be filming on YouTube. Tends to be the most entertaining. I tried to power through as much of this as possible, but man, I still have a ton of crap down here. You can see I can get to it a little bit easier. It's like 100 yards of cable there. There's a giant spool of barbed wire over there I found, probably 100 years old, I don't know. And I didn't get the snakes on video, but I did get a cool little shot of a scorpion nest right over there. And this is why in Texas, you kick things over before you look at them. All those little doodads right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all scorpions. Check this out. Angry scorpions. Big angry scorpions. Little I hate you. Lots of scorpions. I'm gonna grab I'm gonna try to get one more pile there on the forks. I'll take you with me on that. We'll dump it in the dumpster, check out the dumpster. Through there, you can see my fire we're getting ready. Maybe next weekend, torch that while we're cleaning up more of this. But I think it's gonna warm up all week, which is gonna put us in a sketchy spot with all the snakes down here, because they're just angry when they wake up. So I'm sorry for the video inconsistency. This is my phone. My battery died while I was picking this sort of first round of snaky wood. And yes, was not disappointed. There were a few snakes under there. You saw the scorpions right over there. I mean, whew, this is why you don't do this in the summertime. I gotta hopefully get this knocked out before it warms up anymore at all. Woo! As promised, like I said, those copperheads, that is a big one. That's a big boy. And it is impossible to see them in these leaves. So, oh, where'd you go, dude? Yep, there you are. That's what we don't want. And that's why we're getting all this crap out of here. See you later, hombre. Wish I had a cannon, I would dispatch you. Man, I thought we were done for the day, but we are not. Those copperheads are coming out of the woodwork, and I do not want them getting my cattle. God bless. Oh, they are impossible to see here. There's one. Crap! I loaded all that by hand. Jesus.
Or used car, truck, or SUV. We are your look.
Man, that's a big old copperhead. Hold on, hombre. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Whew. I feel like I should dispatch him. Yeah, we got to do some dispatching. So if Lady sees this episode, I'm a little concerned. I don't know if she'll come back for a while. Hell, there's that one. Good times, right? You gotta do what you gotta do. When you have a farm, you have a ranch, you gotta keep your property clean, nice, safe for the animals. That's what I like to do. And that's what we will be doing for the foreseeable future around here. Because those guys over there, that's what it's all about. That and my personal satisfaction. This place is like therapy for me. Unfortunately, you know, this is where I gotta leave you. But I want to thank you again for joining us at Railhead Ranch. Stay tuned as we roll into the spring. You'll see much more content as we clean this place up. We take on new projects, work on the ranch house. I think we are building a barn. I know we're building a barn regardless, but it's either going to be really stupid, awesome, or basic. I don't know. We'll see. Stick with us. Again, thank you for your support, and I look forward to seeing you next time.